Well, coming up this weekend, one of the oldest marathons in America will be stepping off. But this year, the Cleveland Marathon has a new course for runners to follow. Organizers tell 3 News this year's route will be entirely within Cleveland's city limits, as opposed to years in the past where parts of the course went through neighboring communities like Lakewood. Executive Race Director Jack Staph tells us the changes are because of the construction on Lake Avenue in Lakewood.
We have to put 26 miles together in a little radius. And so what we did is we talked to different running groups to get their impression of it. And then we said, let's make this a Cleveland-centric course. I know people were a little nervous before the race and they're finding little things to do for maybe excuses because they can't run well. No one's going to go off course.
Well, we're all sitting here watching that race course like mapped out and going, oh. Well, these changes have caused a lot of backlash on social media. And as you can imagine, some of the runners are concerned. Like, wow, there's a lot of places that they're going to have to watch closely to keep people going the right direction. Way too many crossovers. That is a quote from one of the critics of this. Race organizers say they typically change the course occasionally based on what the city allows. And if any changes are made, they must first be approved by the city of Cleveland. Carmen Blackwell will have more on this coming up on What's Now at 5. We're watching that, and it's going like crossover.
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot that's going on. The out and back is probably the easiest, and that, I believe, is the ending of it. They go out to the west side and come back. But there, I'm sure we'll have a lot of folks, you know, basically traffic cops for runners out there, making sure everybody knows which way it goes. Plus, they can use cones and kind of cordon people around corners and whatnot.
I imagine there'll be signs everywhere. But racers are really going to have to be on their toes because if they get into a stretch where they're not surrounded by a lot of runners, where it's easy to follow the pack, you're going to have to make decisions in real time, and hopefully everything is clearly marked. Not a race expert, never run a marathon. I can imagine you got enough to process mentally in how you're approaching the race that you don't want to worry about making the right turn. So we'll see how that works out. Hopefully well.
I think everything will go okay.
I hope so. Well.